So, let's talk about something we all deal with: failure, weakness, and that nagging feeling of inferiority. Today, we're going to unpack a fascinating and honestly, totally counterintuitive philosophy for how to handle it. You know how we're always told to confront our weaknesses head on, to analyze them, fix them, and just try to forget the painful memory? Well, what if that entire approach is just wrong? What if the goal wasn't to forget what happened, but to completely transform it? To actually turn a source of shame into a source of strength, and even a tool you can use to help other people. Let's dive into how that actually works. Okay, so our first big principle is this. This is not your typical self-improvement plan. This is about something much more mature. It's about reconciling with your past and finding a whole new way to relate to others because of it. Right, so the common approach tells us to just stuff those painful memories down, hide them away. But this new approach is completely different. It says, hey, leave that weakness alone for now, go build a really significant strength in a totally different area. The point isn't to get rid of the flaw, it's to change its meaning in the bigger story of your life. Now for the first step, and this is the really surprising part. It has absolutely nothing to do with the flaw you're trying to overcome. In fact, the first move you make is to look completely away from it. The key here is what the source material calls a firm success. And listen, this isn't just about feeling good about yourself or repeating positive affirmations. We're talking about a real, tangible achievement that other people can look at and say, wow, yeah, you definitely did that. And this slide gives us such a powerful metaphor that firm success acts like a heavy mental anchor. It gives you stability. So when that little boat of a past failure gets tossed around by a bad memory, you don't flip over. Your entire sense of self isn't at risk because you are securely anchored to a real, proven success. So why objective? Well, because it's undeniable. It's not something you can just trick yourself into believing. When other people can recognize what you've done, like, say, finishing a massive project or earning a really tough certification, it gives you this bedrock of confidence. And just as important, it gives others confidence in you. So when you eventually share your failure story, they already know your value isn't defined by that one mistake. Okay, so once you have this anchor set, something really remarkable starts to happen. It changes not just how you see your past, but maybe more importantly, how you talk about it. With your value propped up by that anchor, a past failure just isn't a threat anymore. It doesn't define who you are. You can look at it as just one thing that happened in your life, not the only thing that sums up your entire worth. But you know, this brings up a really good question. There's a super fine line between sharing vulnerably and, well, what just sounds like awkward, painful self-pity. Without that anchor, talking about failure can feel like you're just dragging yourself down in front of everyone. So here's the secret. From that place of stability, you can retell the story. You can even find the humor in it. It's not a tragic tale anymore. It's a punchline. It's proof of how far you've come. Being able to laugh at your past self is a huge sign that that past failure doesn't control you anymore. And this is where the journey gets really, really profound. It stops being about your own personal healing and becomes this incredible act of service for other people. This slide just lays it out perfectly. Our suffering can go one of two ways. One way is to turn it into a weapon, that whole "I had it tougher, so you should too" mentality. But the other path, that's turning the exact same pain into medicine. It's saying, I know exactly how much this hurts, and because I got through it, I can help you get through it too. Now, think about the huge difference in how this sounds. If you say, I am struggling with this, you create a connection, for sure. You're offering empathy, which is great. But you can't offer hope. You're both still stuck in the tunnel together. But if you can say, I struggled with that in the past tense, everything changes. By telling the story from the other side, you become living, breathing proof that the tunnel has an exit. You're not just offering empathy anymore. You're offering a map. You're offering hope. The source material makes such a powerful point here, especially for mentors or anyone with more experience. It argues that their real job isn't to brag about all their wins. It's to open up their logbook of failures and offer those stories as a prescription for the next generation. A story about your success might create distance, but a story about your failure, that builds a bridge. That's what tells someone who's struggling, hey, I've been right where you are. You're not alone. Okay. This brings us to the final and, I think, most powerful idea in this whole philosophy. It forces us to completely rethink what successful even means. We have this image, right, of a successful person as someone with a perfect, polished track record, someone who seems like they've never made a single mistake. But what if that whole image is just a myth? And here it is, the big takeaway. The truest sign that you have achieved real success isn't the absence of failure, it's the mastery of its story. It's being able to talk about your past mistakes with skill, with humor, and with the genuine goal of helping someone else on their path. So why is this the sign? Because it proves that your anchor holds firm. It shows that your identity is so secure, so well established, that a past mistake just doesn't have the power to shake you anymore. You haven't erased the failure, you've integrated it, and you've truly overcome it by turning it into a gift for somebody else. So let's just recap that four-step journey real quick. 1. Build an objective, firm success to create your mental anchor. 2. Use that new stability to reframe your failure stories, even finding some humor in them. 3. Share them in the past tense to give other people hope. And 4. This transforms your own pain into a public prescription, a gift to help others. And so that leaves us with one final question for you. Think about a past failure or a feeling of inferiority that still kind of stinks. What's the firm success, that objective anchor that you need to build in your life? What's that foundation that would give you the stability to finally turn that painful memory into a powerful story for someone else?